Let's get it started with Lamar Jackson, who is not a Tier 1 quarterback. According to the Athletics poll of coaches and evaluators, reigning MVP got praise from one executive who called him, quote, the most dominant guy in the league. But on the flip side, every quarterback that was ranked higher than Lamar has won a playoff game, and the Ravens star is winless in 2 trips to the postseason. Lamar was left out of the top 5. But these quarterbacks made the exclusive club. Patrick Mahomes and Russell Wilson were both unanimous choices for the top spot. They're followed by Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, and Deshaun Watson. So, Acho, issue with Lamar not being voted a Tier 1 quarterback.
Do I have an issue? Of course. That was one of the most ridiculous things I have seen, bro. But it's simple, Marcellus. Let me tell you why it's simple. A quarterback, what's their job? Their job is to galvanize the team.
Yeah.
Their job is to get the hands into the ball of the playmakers. The issue with Lamar Jackson with so many people is he is the playmaker. And so when you think of a quarterback, you think, well, how well can he throw the ball as a spiral? How can he throw the ball into a trash can from 35 yards away? That's what so many of these people who looked at these Tier 1 quarterbacks evaluated by. But when I look at Lamar Jackson, it is so clear. How well can a quarterback lead his team? How well can a quarterback distribute it into the hands of his playmakers? Patrick Mahomes, what makes him so special, he can get the ball into Tyreek Hill's hands. He can get the ball into Travis Kelce's hands. He can get the ball into Sammy Watkins' hands.
Sometimes.
He can create at times.
Where's Sammy at?
Hey, exactly. But Lamar, he is the playmaker.
There you go.
And so he doesn't have to get it into as many people's hands because as long as the ball is in his hands, that's the key. So Lamar should be Tier 1 unequivocally without a doubt because he is that caliber of quarterback. He just doesn't fit the mold, Marcellus.
Oh, the mold.
He doesn't fit the mold.
What's the mold? We going there already?
He doesn't fit the mold of your traditional 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", prototypical kind of pocket passing. Let me make sure that I can just sit here from the pocket and throw the ball. He doesn't fit that mold, but Lamar is still top tier. He's still top 3 caliber and talent.
We're not going to have an uncomfortable conversation?
I don't want to go there just yet, bro. I don't want to go there
about this black quarterback. Look, what he's supposed to do? Throw it to himself? If you want Lamar Jackson to get the ball into the best playmaker on his team, he is going to throw it to himself.
Facts.
Absolutely, he's a top-tier quarterback, Tier 1. It's amazing that he could throw so well for a receiver. I mean, running back. Sorry. Oh, my God. My bias is leading me in terms of my evaluation of Lamar Jackson. That's what I felt when I read this article and saw the rankings. Now, I will respect that everyone in front of him has won a Super Bowl, or it's Deshaun Watson who did win a playoff game, or Buffalo gave him a playoff game, or Josh Allen throwing the ball backwards. I don't know what happened. Anyway, he won a game that Lamar Jackson has not won in 2 trips to the playoffs. That said, let's say what Lamar Jackson has done. How about a 19-3 regular season record with 2 of those losses only to who? The best quarterback in the game today, Patrick Mahomes. Let's talk about how Lamar Jackson was drafted to be behind a franchise quarterback who was overpaid, underperforming by the name of Joe Flacco. He started the season on the bench holding the clipboard to somebody he was better than. He didn't finish the season holding that clipboard. Resurrected that team's year, saved Coach John Harbaugh's season and his job, went out there, went to the playoffs. Had to play the San Diego Chargers, LA Chargers, 2 times in 3 weeks. That's a recipe for disaster for a rookie. Comes back the next year, y'all think I can't throw. First game, Miami Dolphins, 5 touchdowns. Kept it going to the tune of leading the league in passing touchdowns, leading the league to the tune of becoming the MVP, most valuable, most dominant player. But now he's not Tier 1. I'm going to take some shots in my next lap at a couple of guys that maybe Lamar Jackson should be inserted in front of.
So let's just talk quarterbacks because people watching this are like, okay, we get it, y'all, but talk to me about Lamar Jackson, the quarterback, not Lamar Jackson, the runner. I would argue that Lamar has more on his plate than any other quarterback in the National Football League, and here's why. First, let's talk about Lamar Jackson, the quarterback. 3 games last year, 5 touchdowns, no picks. Last time we saw that, 2007, Tom Brady. Tom Brady did it at the age of 30. Lamar Jackson in his second NFL season at the age of 22. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about the quarterback. Lamar Jackson, what was it? 36 passing touchdowns on 401 attempts. That's nearly a passing touchdown every 9% of the times he throws the ball. So let's just talk about the quarterback play. But now let's talk about what he does that nobody else does. In the NFL, no quarterback has ever had over 600 yards rushing with the completion percentage that Lamar Jackson had last year, 66%. So if you want to talk about facts, if you want to talk about truth and not opinions, then that's what Lamar Jackson does. So you could argue that Lamar actually does more than any quarterback because he's an incredibly proficient and efficient runner while at the same time still being an efficient passer. That's not a lot of people can say that when Lamar Jackson can.
And he can say that. And in a losing effort in the playoffs, he also could say, hey, man, I had 508 total yards. Ain't my fault my coach lost his mind because we come into the game with a hobble running game and Mark Ingram decides to throw the ball 59 times. Like, we just abandoned our plan prematurely and put it all on Lamar Jackson, and he tried his best. He obviously had some miscues, some turnovers, et cetera. But still, tier one, yes. This is why I know he's tier one. Anytime I've ever seen any kind of list or club, I always think to myself, am I better than the worst person on that list?
Okay.
So in tier one, is he better than the worst person on that list?
Okay.
And I'm going to take shots because I got to get paid too. My job is over here to tell you that Aaron Rodgers going forward and Deshaun Watson going forward, I'm not taking them over Lamar Jackson going forward. Now, I'm not taking shots at what they've done in their body of work, but it's also just to highlight what I think going forward. Aaron Rodgers, when they listed him, they said, well, we're not going to blame his regression on him. We're going to blame it on the weapons around him. Oh, really? Oh, okay. And if he were in the right system, he might be better. Maybe in year 2 in this Matt LaFleur system, he'll be better. Oh, really? Sounds like a lot of reputational bias to me. Like, we're just going to excuse he doesn't have it around him. Oh, we're going to excuse that he's in the new system. I thought Lamar Jackson is in the new system too, but we ain't going to go there. And he couldn't throw them out of their deficit in the playoffs against San Francisco. One of the things that they used against Lamar Jackson. How about this? Deshaun Watson. They talk about him and saying he's better than Lamar Jackson, which I can respect that argument. I can even make that argument. But the thing is, give Lamar Jackson and that Ravens team last year 24 points spotted on the Kansas City Chiefs. You think that the Chiefs going to come back on them? I don't know. I don't think that they would. So my point is, if he's better than the worst in there and they're all great, then you got to put him in there. Top tier 1 for Lamar Jackson. Let's move on to another quarterback. Ooh, Dak Prescott, who might he got a problem with this list as well. Dak was ranked the 12th best quarterback in the league, which placed him near the bottom of the second tier. A GM said Dak doesn't get phased, but added, quote, he has a little it to him. So, Acho, is the GM saying he has a little it to him actually a shot at Dak?
Bruh, this one of those accidental shots. Dog, this one of them, it wasn't meant to hit Dak Prescott, but bow, he got hit. Okay, let me tell you why. You have to know context, bruh. I'm gonna tell you what GM said about 3 other quarterbacks, okay? The first one was Patrick Mahomes, right? Talking about Patrick Mahomes, they said, this guy's a freak show. Okay, and then talking about Lamar Jackson, the most dominant player in the league. Okay, and then talking about Matthew Stafford, right? You put a little Cole Blanket on it. He's never quite won the big game, but still a damn good quarterback. Okay, now let's get to the quote about Dak Prescott, shall we, Marcellus?
Yeah, please.
Let's get to the quote about Dak.
I knew you were doing that.
Let me make sure I read this right.
And comic books.
He has that it factor. The it factor.
It.
But the full quote is, he really impressed me with just his, he has the it factor. He really impressed me with just his, he couldn't even finish the thought. What's wrong with saying a little it? He said he really impressed me with, what he impressed you with? A little it? No, he didn't. He said he got the it factor. And the crazy thing about the it factor is you can't define it. And that's the problem with Dak Prescott.
Oh, wow.
The problem with Dak Prescott, not my problem.
Good point. No, I get it.
The problem that the NFL has put upon Dak Prescott is just how good is he? Jerry Jones don't know how good he is because Jerry ain't paid him. Cowboys fans don't know how good he is. You and I, we don't know how good he is.
Well,
executives across the league, they don't know how good he is. Because when they talking about Dak Prescott is, here's the thing about Dak Prescott. He has the it factor. Bruh, this quote, it summarizes the entire NFL's feelings about Dak Prescott. Is he great or is he not? We don't know, and obviously he don't know either.
You don't know. I do know.
Talk to me then.
I'm talking to a millennial that obviously someone having a little it factor is all of a sudden a problem. Calls for alarm.
Define it.
Define it. Oh, you know what it is? It's when I run out of tangibles to talk about you, and there's something else that is
I'm crying. I'm crying.
That is not only enhancing your performance, but making it greater than I can even explain. Like you're greater than the sum of your parts. Start that knowledge on them, Wiley. So here's the thing. You millennials got a problem with coming in fourth place in the Olympics.
Okay.
This is what this sounds like to me. Ain't nothing wrong with getting a B+ in life. Damn it. He got fourth place in the Olympics. He moved from 17 to 12, and now the millennials going to say, we don't even know how to define them. That's why they got him so high or so low. You don't even know which way. Is that too high or too low? Number 12. Let me hear it. See, that's my point. You guys always argue, but don't have a reason to argue. I'm going to give you a quote from Michael Irvin that I love so much.
Please.
Michael Irvin knows. Every time I see him, I hug him and say, thank you for this quote. Judge a man by the distance traveled. Dak Prescott, 5 years ago, was in Mississippi taking the most sacks in the SEC, and people were saying, damn, you had a better year last year getting beat up in spring break. Now you look at him, he's going to backpedal to the tune of $200 million in a better contract situation than the best quarterback in the NFL by the name of Patrick Mahomes. But I'm not done with this road traveled by Dak Prescott. So he gets drafted behind another franchise $100 million quarterback named Tony Romo. Here's your clipboard, Dak Prescott. Don't do a damn thing. Oh, Tony Romo can't even finish the preseason. You go out there, you win 13 games, you get yourself in the playoffs. Fast forward, they challenge you. All of this team success, but Dak, you're a game manager. When are you going to do something? Oh, he just goes out there and PRs, shows you he's the best at what he does. Top quarterback in the league. I ain't going tier 1. Top quarterback in the league. And now he arrives at number 12, which I think is a little low for Dak. But you're making the argument that people are not respecting him and respecting the road that he just traveled when you need to remember the starting point to even respect where he is.
Can somebody please cue the strings and the quartet to play this beautiful music for Marcellus? Judge a man by the road he has traveled, by the distance he has traveled. Bruh, you judging a man by his competition. You're not judging a man against himself. This isn't elementary school where everybody gets a ribbon. Just please come stick this ribbon next to my brooch. Okay, this isn't elementary school, bruh. This isn't the PE Olympics. This is Dak Prescott is being judged by his competition, not the road he has traveled, not the distance against himself, Marcellus. And the fact of the matter is that his competition has surpassed him. I say this because. Look at what the executives say. Most dominant guy in the league, talking about Lamar. Freak show, talking about Pat Mahomes. Yeah, he hasn't won the big game about Stafford, but this guy's arm is amazing. But then you get to Dak. He has it. The English language, bruh, is so profound, you don't run out of adjectives to describe a guy. Okay, yes, Dak Prescott put up phenomenal numbers. I'm going to give him that. He was top 5 in the league in passing yards last year. Who else was top 5? Jameis Winston.
We ain't going
Mr. Playoffs. Jared Goff. Missed the playoffs.
There they go.
Phillip Rivers.
There they
missed
go.
the playoffs.
Every
Matt
time.
Ryan missed the playoffs. So I get that Dak Prescott has put up numbers, and the thing about it is, this isn't my opinion. Listen to the people that run the league. I'm just up here talking, smacking these gums. The people that run the league, they're the ones that question Dak Prescott, sir. You out here, you think he figured it all out.
Yeah, and you are flapping your guns. Ain't nothing coming out that makes sense. But let's go here, since you want to go there.
Go there.
First of all, since we judging it based on competition, who has the second most wins since they've been in the league? Damn it, Dak Prescott. Why you do that? Okay, who hasn't missed a game since they've been in the league? Oh, come on. Do that again to me, Dak Prescott. Okay, I'm not even going to give you all his numbers because they are already top 5. We already get all that. All he needs is that ribbon, that deep playoff run. The same reason why they're slighting Lamar Jackson, because he doesn't have that playoff win. Same reason they're slighting Dak Prescott. He doesn't have a playoff run. He's won a playoff game. And it's amazing that when he had his prime opportunity a couple years ago, remember when the Dallas defense overachieved and they had Ezekiel Elliott and all they were praying for was Dak, please don't hold us back. Please don't hold us back. They came out to the L.A. Coliseum and had to play the Rams.
You know what?
Who held them back? The defense and Ezekiel Elliott with his 47
I didn't want to
yards.
go here, Marcellus.
I'll go anywhere.
You pushed me.
Let's go.
You pushed me to this point. Everybody is still hyping this Dak Prescott train. And I can't criticize him yet, but everybody's hyping Dak because his rookie season, what happened, sir? 13-3. 13-3, right? And everybody's saying, man, for a fourth-round pick, Dak Prescott, he sure overachieved. But what if he didn't? But what if that was a Super Bowl team that Dak Prescott actually held back? You see, we don't actually know because Dak Prescott stepped in and they went 13-3, and for a fourth-round pick rookie, that's really good. But what if that was actually a Super Bowl team and Dak Prescott was maybe the limiting reactant? I understand he put up really good numbers, but what if Dak Prescott was potentially the limiting reactant? Those are questions, sir, that we ain't never going to know the answer to.
Hey, you're damn right.
Download the all-new Fox Sports app now.